All right, now good morning. Welcome once again here on Amka Kenya on K24. My name is Brian Amwai. This particular morning, we are coming live to you from the residence of the former Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, the second Deputy President, that is Honorable Rigathi Gachagua. This morning, we do want to get into a conversation, a fast-paced conversation on the issues about this particular country and also the united opposition. Thank you so much for making time for us, sir.
Thank you, Brian.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. I want us to start with this one, which is the latest thing actually happening in the country that is touching on you mostly. And recently I've seen you, in protective gear, especially on rallies. I've seen you in a church and also being tear gassed and all that. This protective gear has actually elicited a lot of debate on social platforms in regards to the safety of the former Deputy President. Do you believe that your life is in danger?
Well, thank you very much. I want to tell the people of Kenya that Rigathi Gachagua is not safe. Government withdrew security from him despite his senior status in the country. Despite the fact that he was removed from office, he commands a serious following in Kenya. Millions of Kenyans are behind him. Hence, he is a senior leader who deserves protection because of his seniority in public service and his key role in determining the next presidential election. William Ruto has declared war on Rigathi Gachagua because he has lost the mountain and he is very bitter. And I heard him yesterday saying that nobody should come between him and the mountain. He is the one who ditched the mountain. He betrayed the mountain. He persecuted the mountain. He turned against the mountain. And he is very bitter that he has lost the largest voting bloc in Kenya, and he blames me for it. And he has been on a very serious mission to divide the mountain in Mount Kenya East and Mount Kenya West. Sometimes he's telling Kiambu to get out of the mountain. He would like to divide our vote so that it's inconsequential. I've been very aggressive in going around the mountain, telling our people that they cannot be divided, and he wants to stop me from doing that. As a result, working with the members of parliament, goons and the police escort have been unleashing violence on me and my supporters to the extent of even attacking us in church. I've been attacked a record 15 times since I left office, which I've reported to the Inspector General of Police.
What has happened?
Nothing, because he's part of it. The police are part of the attack. The police and the goons who attacked me work together. In Kagio, on Friday, I was attacked by the police. And I have decided that I must go on. And I cannot be intimidated because, one, I'm not a coward.
At what expense, Honorable Rigathi? At the expense of your life that you have to go on?
Well, you know, in life there must be sacrifice. Sacrifices must be made. If I don't unite my people, they'll be extinct. And they'll be irrelevant in the national political discourse. If I buy fear and retreat the way Ruto wants me to do, because he wants me to buy fear and retreat into my house so that he can divide the mountain and he can be re-elected, because he knows with a united mountain he has no chance. And if he is re-elected, he'll finish my community because he has declared war on the community. He's persecuting the community. He has sacked our sons and daughters. He has destroyed our businesses. He is on an onslaught to annihilate the community completely. I have sacrificed on behalf of the community and the country to stand up to him and make sure that the mountain is not divided and the vote of the mountain will go to one basket to replace William Ruto as president. Therefore, it's a risk that I have taken, knowing very well the repercussions, but I am quite aware of what could happen. And it's a decision that I have made, that irrespective of what will happen, if they want to kill me, if they want to injure me, I must stand up for this country, because somebody must do it, because the kind of immunity that is going on in this country, if I bought fear and withdrew, the president will overrun all of us.
What is the worst that could happen to you that you feel this is the worst that they can actually do?
The worst is assassination. And psychologically, I'm set, because I have seen it. I've seen death with my own eyes many times. In Lemuru, the Mungeki group that was sent there by Kimani Ichung'wah almost killed me because I did not know. I was not aware that I would be attacked. So I was not prepared. But since then, I've also been prepared. And I'm happy that at least my community has made a decision now to protect me at my meetings.
Okay.
You saw what happened yesterday in Gatondo. Hundreds of goons were disarmed, repassed and dealt with by the public, by members of the public. The same happened in Kagio, the same happened in Nyeri. At least I feel a little bit safer. At least the community has said enough is enough. You cannot, beat our leader. You cannot unleash violence on him when we are here. And since the police and the goons are doing it, the community has decided to offer me protection. And I'm very grateful.
What kind of country are we looking at if we continue with this particular trajectory, where we're seeing, instead of security officers making sure that actually we do not have violence, we see that Kenyans actually taking matters into their own hands to try and protect their political leaders and also engage themselves, each other, when it comes to matters.
That is what William Ruto has created our country. He has dispensed with the rule of law. He has embraced goonism as a governance module. When we sent our policemen to Haiti, we thought they are going to help the Haiti people to deal with the gangs, criminal gangs. Little did we know that they had actually gone there to benchmark on how to work with the criminal gangs. Since our people went to Haiti, the goons have become part and parcel of the National Police Service. They work hand in hand. And that is what William Ruto has decided. But what can Kenyans do? Do they just give up and go to their houses and say, Kenyans are saying, no, this is too much. If William Ruto has decided to unleash violence on our leaders, on churches, on women, on children, the people will defend themselves. They will defend their leaders. They will defend the church. They will defend the Christians. That is the kind of the country William Ruto wants us to have. What choice do Kenyans have?
Okay. You mentioned that the president is on an onslaught on the Mount Kenya community. Yesterday he said that is politics, that the relationship between him and the people of the mountain is still intact.
But how can he tell the people of the mountain? When he was speaking, police were tear gassing mountain people in church. That is double speak. He's such a liar. He's shameless. When he was telling the people, nobody can come between me and the mountain, his goons and the police were beating people in church. Goons were beating innocent people in Gatondo, in the same mountain. And then he is telling people that nobody can come between me and the mountain. Yet, when he is speaking in the mountain, he is unleashing violence on the mountain people. He had unleashed violence on the mountain people the previous day in Kagio. He had unleashed violence on the mountain people the previous day in Nyeri. He has sacked our sons from KRA and our daughters, all of them. All OCS and OSPDs from the mountain. He has moved them from Nairobi and other areas and sent them to the border points where they can go and fight terrorists. He has given instructions that pending bills belonging to mountain people should not be paid. We are aware of what is happening.
Why is it taking, allegedly, taking this particular vengeance, for lack of a better word, against the people of the Mount Kenya instead of Rigathi Gachagua, because maybe you are the person that he has a problem with?
He doesn't. Rigathi Gachagua, William Ruto's problem is not Rigathi Gachagua. He has a problem with the mountain people. He is the one who mobilized 41 versus 1 in 2007. He is the one who orchestrated violence against the mountain people in 2007. He is the one who organized for children and women to be burnt in Kiambaa Church. And what happened, and that is where we fell into his trap, he cheated us and conned us to give him power to come and complete the unfinished business of dealing with the mountain people. And once he got power, he decided to deal with the mountain people. And I was a hindrance because I could not allow him to persecute the mountain people. I stood up and said, no, these people voted for you. You cannot sack their sons and daughters. You cannot destroy their businesses. You cannot turn against the people who made you president. You cannot use the power they gave you against them. It is then he mobilized my members of parliament to remove me from office, to enable him persecute the mountain. Because he knew as long as I was there, I will not allow him to persecute the mountain people. I will not allow him to be aggressive against the mountain people. So I had to go so that he can persecute the mountain. But when I went, I now mobilized my people to stand up to him. And now he has realized that the mountain is against him to a man. And the mountain is fully behind Rigathi Gachagua. He wants now to divide the mountain so that he can be able to have a comeback when the vote of the mountain is irrelevant. And he has found that Rigathi Gachagua, for out of office, has a lot of influence.
Okay.
And his mobilization capacity is top-notch. His communication skills are top-notch. So what do? You must stop him from talking to the people. So he has made it almost impossible for me to go any part of the country, to go to the mountain to talk to the people. He has, with the members of parliament, mobilized goons backed by police to beat me up, to stop me from talking to the people. But I can tell you, Brian, it's an exercise in futility. The issue of the mountain is finished, is sorted. I don't need to do a single meeting. I don't need to do anything further. We are just waiting for the election date. But the people have told me no. The people of Nyeri, the people of Kirinyaga, the people of Gatundu, yesterday, by practical example, they have decided that my meetings will be protected by ordinary wananchi.
Okay.
Churches will be protected, women and children will be protected, and they have asked me not to relent. They have asked me not to retreat.
Okay.
They have asked me to continue engaging them, go to every part of the mountain, go to every part of Kenya, and that is what I intend to do.
I want us to engage on the issue of division, just quickly on that, because there have been calls from some leaders from the Mount Kenya region saying, okay, it is time to have Mount Kenya East and Mount Kenya West. And they say, one of the things that they actually say is that we shall no longer be part of a formation that does not champion for the rights of the people of our side. And I'm talking about the likes of Embu.
That is nonsense. It's just a tactic by William Ruto to divide the mountain. You know, our leaders are cheap, very cheap.
When you say cheap, does money?
Yeah, in terms of money.
Oh.
They can, at the right price, sell their mother. These leaders from Embu and Meru, William Ruto has sat them down and asked them to try to remove that area, the one they call Mount Kenya East, from the rest of the mountain. But the Wananchi have said no. And they are trying to tell them that their lack of development is caused by the Kikuyus. And they are saying that is nonsense. The Merus are saying the development that they enjoy today was initiated by Mwai Kibaki when he was president. Their greatest sons, Francis Modaura, David Mweraria, all their sons served under Mwai Kibaki in very senior positions. And the true transformation of this country was done by Kibaki, backed by sons from Meru. Okay. And they have said they cannot be removed from the mountain, you know? And I want to tell you, the mountain people are intelligent people. They are not stupid. They know that their relevance in the national political discourse is premised on their unity. Okay. And they know for them to be relevant, their vote must be one. He was even trying to tell the people of Kiambu to break away from the Mount Kenya region. The people of Kiambu told him no. Those tactics were used by Moi. He is a student of Moi. Moi tried to divide the mountain, and in 1992 he succeeded. Through very clever strategies, he was able to make sure that we have two candidates from the region. Kenneth Matiba got 1.4 million votes. Mwai Kibaki got 1 million. Total 2.4. Moi beat them with 1.9. Since then, the mountain people became very intelligent. Okay, so right now the mountain is very united. They know that if they are divided, they are obsolete. Okay. They know if they are divided, they are irrelevant. The people of the mountain are one, and they will not be divided by anybody. And what Ruto is trying to do is an exercise in futility. Exercise in futility. I want us to cross over to the issue to do with the united opposition right now. There's been conversations in regards to when exactly do we get to see the flag bearer of this particular united opposition. To some extent, the delay causing your opponents and your critics saying that you do not have an agenda or that. What is delaying the naming of the flag bearer? Well, our opponents cannot set an agenda for us. William Ruto cannot advise us on how to remove him from power. He must let us do it our own way. We don't need advice from him because we don't think it will be good advice. Because he is the one who wants to remove. You cannot ask monkeys to preside over a case on the future of the forest where they live. So William Ruto cannot tell us what is our agenda. Whether we have an agenda or not is none of his business. Yeah? But you have an agenda. If we have no agenda and we are stupid as he says, then he should be sleeping. He should rest easy because then he has no opponent. If your opponents are clueless, they are brainless, they have no agenda, why are you bothered even talking about them? Number two, we are not in a hurry to name a candidate. Why? Mwai Kibaki, the single presidential candidate for the opposition in the year 2002, was named on 14th October 2002 when the election was 27th December 2002. 2 months, 13 days. And that when it was announced, the momentum went all the way to the election. We have a lot of time. We have a lot of time. We are not in a hurry, and let Kenyans not push us, because we need to take time to get the right candidate. Number two, we need every leader who is interested to mobilize his backyard, his stronghold. We need to strengthen the political parties in the coalition. When we have strengthened our parties, when we have mobilized our supporters to remove Ruto from power, then we can sit down and say, hey, this guy now will go. It's certain he'll go. Who will replace him? So we'll sit down, work out on a criteria on how to pick the best men or woman for that matter for the job. And I can tell you there's a lot of commitment from all of us. We may disagree on the timing, we may disagree on the formula, we may disagree on the political parties, we may disagree on the nitty-gritties. But the most important fundamental, and everybody is on board and is persuaded, at least to my knowledge, believing everybody is genuine, there is a serious commitment on all the players that we shall set on one candidate. And everybody has committed that if he or she is not the candidate, they will not vote out, they will support the one who has been agreed on.
So everybody has agreed, there's no working out of the United Opposition?
So far, to the best of my knowledge, they look genuine. Of course, I cannot read a man or a woman's heart, but I can tell you, even if one is not genuine, the mood in the country, and that is why we need to do it there last minute. The mood in the country is what was there in 2002. When it was agreed, is Mwai Kibaki. Nyachai voted out, he went on his own. He got 300,000 votes. Nobody bothered with him. What will happen in the unfortunate event, once we agree on one candidate and one or two persons decide to walk away and go on their own, they will face a Nyachai movement. I can tell you. The Kenyans will not bother with them. And that is what will happen. And that is why, in my view, we don't need to rush. We need to build the momentum. And Kenyans are telling us we want one candidate only. So once we do it at the tail end, and the candidate is agreed by everybody, if one person or two decide that they are not satisfied and decide to go on their own, they will go the Nyachai way.
There have been claims that there's been attempts to divide the United Opposition, since last year. What are some of the offers that have been put on the table to try and say, Kalonzo Musyoka, Rigathi Gachagua, kindly come on this side?
The attempts to divide the United Opposition is a continuous process. They are very aggressive because they know with one candidate, Ruto is one down. So they are doing everything. To start with, they want to divide the mountain so that that block doesn't go to one candidate. They want to make sure. I am sure they are even going to introduce some presidential candidates in the mountain. But it will come to zero. The people will not accept.
You have intelligence that will happen?
Yeah, they will. They will introduce some peripheral presidential candidates in the mountain, that I'm aware. Number two, they have been trying to Kalonzo Musyoka. He was actually the prime target.
What did they offer Kalonzo?
Many things. Deputy President, what, Then the Kalonzo asked them, even if I was to agree to be deputy to William Ruto, he will do to me what he did to Rigiji. Nobody wants to be Ruto's deputy. Nobody. The man has no credibility. Rigiji helped him to be president. The mountain people gave him almost 4 million votes. Then he removed him from office. The man has a serious trust deficit. Nobody trusts him. Again, Kalonzo wants to be president. So he said, I don't want to be deputy president. I've been vice president. I don't want to be deputy president. So when they wooed Kalonzo and he refused, the president now has started abusing him. That's how desperate they are. Because Kalonzo refused to join William Ruto. That is why they started abusing him. They have been trying also using some ODM fellows to cause a rift between me and Kalonzo. ODM fellows saying, no, you Kalonzo, we have no problem with you, but we have a problem with the people you walk around with Rigiji. If you are not with Rigiji, we can come to you. It's just a very mischievous con game, We told those ODM fellows, first come to Kalonzo, then you ask Rigiji to leave. And I don't think Kalonzo will be foolish to leave a man with 6-7 million votes because of 1 million votes. He will be like William Ruto. William Ruto left the mountain and went to Luo Nyanza. He left 5 million votes in search of 1.5, which he is not sure of. Right now, the ODM is fractured. He is not assured of even 30% of the vote of the Luo nation.
Okay.
Yet he had a very solid vote in the mountain, which he dispensed with in search of something that is not available.
Yeah.
I don't think Kalonzo Musyoka is that daft.
Okay. Rigathi Gachagua, you said you will sit down as a united opposition and decide on one best candidate. In the eyes of Rigathi Gachagua, how does the best candidate look like?
Well, it's somebody who has a proven track record that he can offer good leadership. Number two, it is somebody whose integrity is beyond question. In matters corruption, in matters transparency. It is also somebody who can be able to bring people together. Yeah. Number four, and it's very important, is numbers. You see, to win an election is a process. And the majority wins. For you to be declared president, you must have majority votes. So for you to be the candidate of the united opposition, you must demonstrate capacity to your colleagues. You must demonstrate ability to mobilize serious numbers. Because it's a game of numbers. It's a contest. And it's not a wedding. It's not a church function. It's a contest. And it's votes that are counted. So you must be able to tell us, as we sit down, what numbers on your own before the rest of us can join you, can you put on the table? Because charity begins at home. Say, okay, what can you start with? Then we add on it so that we look at the mathematics. Because this is mathematics, and let nobody tell you.
If we go with that particular formula, some people will have an upper hand.
Well,
for example, you come from a region that...
But I'm telling you, he may have an upper hand, but so is the process. It's a process of being elected. You must be elected by people. The whole game is mathematical. It's a game of numbers. Period. Let people talk about theories, about policies, about what. At the end of it all, to be elected the President of the Republic of Kenya, you must have numbers. Numbers are the ones that will be counted. How do you defeat William Ruto? You must have numbers. So, in our own consideration as to who can, fly the flag, the issue of what you can be able to mobilize will form part of it will inform the decision also to a certain extent. There are other variables, there are many variables, but that is one of them. Yeah. Because really, if you have nothing that you can come with, what chance do you have? Okay.
So numbers seem to be the irreducible minimum.
No, it's part of it.
Okay.
There are other factors. There are many factors. But numbers are so important. It will inform, it will be part of what will inform the decision. Like for me, to be frank, I don't want to lose. I want us to win. And I'm a very practical politician. So I'll interrogate the numbers as well before I can say, yeah, I support you. Before my numbers, I add them to you, as I must be convinced that they will add up. Because I don't want us to lose. We must win. So the formula must be watertight. It must be backed by science.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your party, DCP. Launched the other day, has come out very well. I don't know if you believe the opinion polls that you're actually seeing, but it seems to be performing well.
No, those are fake opinion polls.
Okay.
They don't reflect the true situation. Those are polls that have been paid by Ruto just to keep hope among his people. You know, his base, the Rift Valley, and a bit of Northeastern is developing cold feet that he's losing, and he doesn't want them to give up. He knows things are very bad, but he's also a guy who believes a lot that time can sort out things. So he doesn't want his constituency to give up. So he keeps on manufacturing numbers just to keep them hoping that things can get better. Okay. Those opinion polls are all fake. DCP, as we speak, is the most popular party in the country.
Most popular party?
It is, it is.
What are you basing that on?
We have our own analysis that we do all the time. If you look at the by-elections that we did, DCP won a seat in Western Kenya. In Kisa East, UDA was number 9, ODM was number 10 there in Kisa East. If you look at Narok, yeah, UDA was number 2, ODM was number 7. Yeah. If you look at Kariobangi North, yeah, UDA was number 4, ODM was number 5. Those opinion polls are fake, and I want people to ignore them. That InfoTrack, for the longest, has always said Raila would win, and he has never won. For the longest. It has no credibility. That TIFA, it has no credibility. And I want to tell our people to ignore those things. Let's continue mobilizing our people. Because we also walk around and we do opinion polls at our instant. You know, on Thursday I was in Nairobi. I drove through Nairobi. And everybody is one term. So you wonder where these opinion polls are coming from. Whom are they talking to?
Okay. Talking about DCP, well, because political parties do have ideologies, what would you say is one thing that is the identity of your political party, even as we move to 2027, that people will look at and say, I am following or registering or a member of the DCP because they stand on this?
Listening to the ground, period. Governance is about people. The people who are governed are the bosses. Listening to them is the most important aspect of governance. People must say how they want to be governed. They must say what they want and what they don't want. Why Ruto is in a crisis? 3 years after being elected president, as a very popular president, he rode on a serious wave of popularity. 3 years down the line, everybody is saying he must go home. What has he done? He stopped listening to the people.
Okay.
He became arrogant. He became dismissive. He has a lot of impunity. He is a know-it-all. He does all the wrong things. He doesn't listen to what the people are saying. Like now the finance bill that was removed has been brought back through piecemeal legislation. The whole content creators are being taxed 5%. Sanitary tires, they are being taxed. He doesn't listen, even after the Gen Z protest. And he removed the finance bill under pressure. He has brought it back through the back door. Okay. He is a know-it-all.
All right.
Governance is listening to the people.
All right.
And the most important ideology of DCP and my leadership and that of my party is informed by listening to the people. And once you listen to the people, you cannot get it wrong.
Okay.
People do not want housing. Once we come in, we will do away with it. People want the dignity of the payslip to be restored. When we come in, we will restore the dignity of the payslip. People want social infrastructure, education, health. Those are the critical issues, not building roads on top of others. Okay. The people want us to deal with the social challenges. Right. And because DCP listens to the people, I am so clear in my mind on the interventions that we need to make. Pending bills needs to be paid. All right. People need to be allowed to do business freely. We need less and less government into people's lives and more services. The work of government is to give services to the people: water, electricity, sewage, draining, security, education, health. I'm so clear in my mind because I listen to the people. Okay. DCP listens to the people. DCP listens to the people. There have been some leaders from the Mount Kenya region who claim that they're being coerced or rather forced into joining the DCP party because it's the party of the mountain, quote unquote. And I'm quoting, Githunguri, member of parliament. Recently she tweeted. Coerced by who? And said that she's being intimidated by who? And by forced to join your political parties. Who is coercing her? It's the constituents. If the constituents are telling her, if you're not DCP, you are gone, what can I do about it? Mine is just to say DCP. I am not asking her to join. I am saying, if you want to be elected, come to DCP. I don't elect people, it's wananchi who elect. Then the people say, yes, what Rigathi Gachagua is saying is true. If you are not in DCP, you will not be elected. Who is coercing her? Do you believe if people who is coercing her? Who is intimidating her? The constituents are intimidating her. And they are telling her, follow what our leader is saying. It's not me. Mine is just to set the tempo. Whether people agree with me or not, it's not for me to decide. Okay. Me, I have not told anybody not to go join any other party. I've just told people to join DCP. And wananchi in the region are saying, yes, join DCP. It's not me. Okay. Mine is to make a call, clarion call. This is our party. This is the future. All right. This is a party that will protect your interest. For us to be successful, we need a strong party. Please elect people in DCP. That's all I do. And then the people agree with me. So the leaders are being intimidated because they don't want to listen to the people. If they listen to the people, they'll come to DCP. Okay. If they don't come to DCP, they'll be voted out. It is not me. It's about the people. All right. I want to wind up, but I need to ask you this particular question in regards to the recently concluded by-elections, because we've said it was a litmus test for what exactly will happen in 2027. To what extent do you believe that? Well, by-elections would not be an indicator because, one, there was a lot of manipulation, through bribery, and through voter repression by use of excessive force, goons, and police.
Are we likely to see the repeat of
No,
that
it
in
cannot happen in
2027?
the general election. It's not possible.
Okay.
The general election is too massive. Nobody can be able to intimidate people across the country. There is no available personnel for that aspect. You need 2 policemen in every polling station. Even the Kenya Police Service cannot manage on its own. You must look for help from KFS and from KWS and from the prison service. Again, the goons will be in their respective constituencies voting or beating people in those constituencies. And there are few people. You know, you saw almost 500 goons being dealt with by the people of Gatundu. Do you think anybody can disrupt any election in Gatundu? Nobody will disrupt. So the general election is too massive to be manipulated by anybody. So I'm very clear in my mind that we'll have a good election and we shall win.
Okay.
By elections, you consider Malava, they put resources. They spend almost 800 million. Thousands of policemen, PSs, CSs, chiefs, assistant chiefs, Nyumba Kumi. Everybody was there, just concentrating.
So state machinery will not
it cannot
achieve that?
It cannot. You can, state machinery cannot influence a general election.
Okay.
It can influence a by-election because it is isolated. But state machinery cannot influence a general election.
Okay. My final question is this, son. You have been called a tribal leader by most politicians and also some of your critics in most cases. Every statement that comes out of your mouth, it is looked at with from a tribal perspective. The recent one being the issue to do with the placement of students in schools. What do you say to that?
Critics will say what they want to do. They have nothing they can accuse Gachagua of. Gachagua has not stolen anything. He has not done any corruption deal. It's nothing they can accuse him of. So they must look, you know, if you want to kill a dog, you give it a bad name. They are just afraid of my grip of the mountain. Because the mountain is a very important block in Kenya, voting block. It's the largest voting block. And it determines many times how the election will go. So I am a target of all the players. Those who are wooing me so that I will be together, and those who think that if I'm not with them, they will lose. So they must look for all sorts of things to call me.
So it is a narrative.
But I come from somewhere.
Yeah.
And those people where I come from, they are representatives who are bought by Ruto. They don't talk for them, so I keep on talking for them.
Okay.
So I may look tribal because I keep on talking for them. But I must talk for them because there's nobody to talk for them. If the MPs and senators who are doing their job of representing them, probably I will be commenting less on issues to do with the mountain and more on Kenya. But like now, the school placement, I'm not saying kids from other areas should not come to the mountain, no. I'm saying that kids from the mountain should not be denied opportunities to go to schools their parents built when they have qualified to join those schools at the expense of other children. I'm calling for equity. I'm calling for fairness, which has not been happening. The kids from the mountain region have been marginalized. They have been discriminated. And somebody must speak for them because their leaders are not speaking for them. Again, William Ruto says I'm tribal. But when I was with him, I was helping him. He never used to say I'm tribal. He used to say I'm a good guy. I'm a very good mobilizer. I like people issues. Only when we decided that he has cheated us and betrayed us and turned against us and betrayed us and we don't want anything to do with him, then he said I'm tribal.
Okay.
But when I supported him, he was not a Kikuyu. He was a Kalenjin. I mean, if you can vote for a Kalenjin, I supported him, I campaigned for him, means I'm not tribal. Right. The other Kikuyus voted for Raila. They are not tribal. The Kalenjins never voted for Raila. It is Ruto who is tribal and his people. Okay. I'm not.
There's a Kenyan watching this particular morning and looking at Rigathi Gachagua. That narrative has been embedded in them, that Rigathi Gachagua is a tribal leader, yet he wants to be the president of the Republic of Kenya. What do you tell this Kenyan that looks at
you look at social media today, the people of northeastern Kenya are my greatest supporters because I spoke for them. They are leaders who are calling me tribal so that I don't speak for the people of northeastern Kenya. When I went to the real issues, that money meant for developing northeastern Kenya has been stolen and invested in ECD and South Sea, the people of northeastern Kenya are with me. When I talked about the theft of gold in Kakamega, the people of Kakamega are with me. When I talked about Somaliland soldiers, beating up the people of Mandera, the Mandera people are with me. When I talked about sugarcane farmers, the people of Western are with me. Many Kenyans are with me because I speak for them. It is William Ruto who says I'm tribal, you know, so that he can belittle my leadership. But Kenyans are wise people, you know. They will be able, in the fullness of time, to decide who is who. They will be able to see which leader in this country can they trust. I'm a truthful man. Kenyans believe in my honesty and the way I speak the truth. And I can tell you this, presidential, you'll be shocked. It will reach a time people of Kenya will demand that Rigathi is the sole presidential candidate for the opposition. I am telling you.
Okay.
We are going there. I can see it from what I can see northeast and now. The people of that region are saying Rigathi for presidency. And I can tell you because Kenyans also want a truthful person.
What does that presidency under Rigathi Gachagua look like?
Listening to the people.
Listening to the people.
And once you listen to the people, you cannot get it wrong.
Okay.
People must decide how they want to be governed. And if you govern them the way they want, then you are the best president Kenya can never have. I cannot say what I'll do. Kenyans will tell me what they want. If they want us to fix education, we fix it. If they want us to fix NHIF, we fix it. If they say they don't want extrajudicial killing, we don't allow it. If they say this is a way, this is the education model we want, you give it to them. I'm telling you, the basic principle of becoming a good leader in this country is listening to the people by just aligning yourself with the people and agreeing to do what they want. Because at the end of it all, the sovereignty of this country, of this republic, is rests with the people. It is about the people. Once they have given you the job, they are your bosses. You don't talk to them. Don't talk down on them. You listen to them and you do what they want. That is the leadership Rigathi Gachagua wants to promise for the people of this country. Yeah.
Corruption, a big thing, or what's your place on that in terms of listening to the people that are corruption?
They are saying corruption is the worst cancer that we have. You know, Ruto is saying he can take us to Singapore. Singapore became what it became because they dealt with corruption. How do you make Kenya like Singapore when corruption is a way of life? You have seen Ruto has
what
turned,
level of government
he has turned
is
State House to a crime scene, where he bribes people with government resources openly without caring, where he is bribing people with the beans and rice, where he is selling a Safaricom for a song because of corruption, where he is selling a Kenya pipeline for a song because of corruption. We must deal with corruption. That is the first thing I would deal with as president. Make sure that public resources are used prudently. They are used prudently to the satisfaction of the taxpayers. People have no problem with paying taxes, provided you utilize these taxes well and prudently. But what is happening, we are overtaxing Kenyans, and then we are stealing that money. Every day, they are stealing 3 billion shillings. Every day. Look at the expense of State House. You know, look, they have even exited what they were appropriated by Parliament, you know, within a few months. It's all corruption, and it's actually now budgeted corruption. Even this thing you are hearing about the infrastructure fund, it's just budgeted corruption. They just want to sell our assets for a song and make money, and then get big contracts and get a cut. Okay. That's what we have to deal with.
For someone that has served as second in command in this country, how would you rate the level of corruption in this country ever since you left office?
It's at the highest peak. William Ruto has pretended over the worst corruption since independence. And he's not shy about it. He doesn't even fret. He doesn't think there is even anything wrong. Like this bribery, open bribery of teachers, chiefs, assistant chiefs. Now, if you bribe chiefs, what do you expect them to do when they go to the ground? They also start picking bribes from people. If the president is the one who is showing people that bribery is a good thing, so what happens in the country? You know? Misuse of public resources, misappropriation of public resources. Okay. You know, it's open corruption. Everybody knows about it. So we are in a difficult situation, but we'll fix it.
We will fix it.
We'll fix it.
Rigathi Gachagua, thank you so much for your time and allowing us to speak to you this particular morning.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Asante.
All right, that does it for us here on Amka Kenya. Do have yourselves a lovely day. My name is Brian Amwai.